The website is going to be called, I think, greentreecommunity.net, and it's just being worked on now. And it's a website for all of us to kind of develop a communion of sorts as non-liturgical churches rediscovering renewal in these holiday seasons without necessarily being rutted or entrapped in denominational baggage, so to speak. And I'm on my 4th booklet for Lent now. There's 7 of them. The whole set is about 15 bucks. And you really want to get the first couple of booklets in a couple of weeks because Lent begins March the 5th, I think. And you want to know what you're doing. So my first booklet is on beginning the Lenten journey. And then from there on, each booklet after that is an encouragement, a teaching, and a devotional on practicing the spiritual disciplines of Lent, from fasting to so forth and so on, and developing themes like the self-denial and mortification of the flesh and so forth and so on. The 3 Christian enemies. Basically, you know, if this was one of our workbooks, like my workbook on growing in your knowledge of Jesus or learning to walk in the Spirit, this 3rd one would be on sanctification or growing in Christ-likeness. All 7 of these books could go into a booklet like that because it talks about how to stay free. Christ set you free, but a lot of times we get entangled again in a yoke of bondage. So how do you stay free? How do you maintain the freedom that you have in Christ? And how do you grow in Christ? How do you grow in holiness and so forth and so on? These booklets are, I believe, seminal in discussing and helping people stay inspired and stay in a place where things can actually be applied and work toward tipping the scale from wanting to please yourself and being ruled by selfish desires to wanting to please the Lord. Which, I mean, if you want to please Christ and if you love Christ, and in your heart there is this warm embrace of Jesus, and you just want to please the Lord, and you know you're a selfish pig, resisting temptation, resisting selfish desires, so forth, is so much easier. It's so much easier than feeling like you have to please an angry God. And Jesus said it, didn't he? He said, if you love me, you'll obey me. And that makes perfect sense. It's easy to obey someone that you love. It's easy to please someone you love. So, thank you, Chris. It's been a lot of work. My head has been neck deep in theology now for a month. I've still got a lot of work to do, but I think these booklets will be a blessing. They're the combined knowledge I have as a pastor over 35 years. I think it's going to help somebody. So, I need you guys to get back to me. My email is Peter Bertolero, BERTOLERO, at earthlink.net. Axe murderers, serial killers, don't bother me. Got an axe about grind, don't bother me. If you write to me and I don't have you on my address book, you're going to get spammed and get something back saying that you got rejected. But I look at all my spam. So if you say that you're responding to this, whatever, I'll add you as a friend. Same thing on my Facebook page. Just let me know who you are. Because I got all kinds of people who want me to friend them. And then they end up sending me pornography and everything else. So let me know. Let's get something started. And keep looking. I'll let you know when the website is up. There'll be places in there where we can have a discussion, where we can blog, share blogs together, what's working for you and what's not. And I'd like us to grow. I'd like us as a communion to grow as a loose-knit communion of churches who love the Lord and just love the focus on Christ that these things bring. That makes everything so meaningful, because he's the purpose for the party, right? So, yeah. There you have it. What a pipe this is. What a pipe. I got I'm the speaker at our men's breakfast this Saturday. I think we have a men's breakfast every couple of months, and my topic for the men's breakfast is going to be the spineless Christian male. We run up against this all the time. Men that don't keep their word, men that don't have a commitment, men who lose respect with their wives because they treat their wives like their mamas and ask permission to do this and that, and are just spineless jellyfish. So I'm going to be talking about that. And I have a thing in there I wrote today called The Ode to the Spineless Man. I think you'll like it. I'll come back on and share it, but it talks about a spineless man who finally had to stick a stick up his ass in order to walk upright, because spineless men are like jellyfish and they're flat like a deflated ball. And how this guy tried to get a spine by shoving a stick up his butt. And a little bit of humor for the guys on Saturday, because it's going to be a right hook and a left jab, man. So I don't know if any of you pastors listening ever have to struggle with faithless men who say they're going to do something, they need to do something, but then they don't show up, like small groups or church or whatever. They just don't. Their families are suffering for it. You think that would be a motivation, but they don't. And it drives me crazy. Passive, spineless, uncommitted, unprioritized men, young or old, drive me crazy. And probably because I hate that in myself. So I try to be so disciplined. Smoking some Black Gold Plus from Highland Tobacco or Highland Cigars, highlandcigars.com. If you've never had this tobacco, Black Gold or Black Gold Plus, or a new tobacco they named after me, I think, called Black or Peat Moss or Pete's Moss, which is black gold basically infused with cherry. Excellent. You need to go there, talk to Scott. Say, Scott, Pastor P sent me. The pipe pastor sent me. Said you'd kick me some free samples if I order some. Get a hold of this tobacco. And for those of you in California, get yourself a bunch of it. I think I ordered something like 15 pounds from Scott during Christmas time, because California is trying to get to the place where they won't allow imported tobacco. I don't know if that's true for those that have tobacco shops or not, but soon to get to the place where I won't be able to get tobacco from Scott, and so Scott's going to have to work something out with me. So yeah, what else? Alec McKillop, how you doing there, Marine? Good talking to you late. We Skyped with him, and this young man is full of vim, vigor, and piss and wind, and just married. He's gonna inherit a ranch. Gonna be a rancher, like it's been in his family for 3, 4, 5 generations. What a good kid he is, man! Wow. In fact, Alec, John Hines, Alec was the one that turned me on to you. So be nice to Alec. There's another Marine, Tank. Tank, good to hear from you as well. I got another subscriber, the Red Queen. Red Queen, thank you, man, for being so kind. Coming on. I'm starting to develop a lot of respect for women pipe smokers, man. Women pipe smokers have a discreet eye for the good pipe. And there's some women on the YouTube channels that are smoking some gorgeous pipes. And I'm constantly wondering, because I'm such a wimp when it comes to pipe tobacco. Because anything will bite me. That's why I like Black Gold so much. I'm wondering what kind of tobacco women smoke. If their tongues are as delicate as mine, or can they go for the English tobaccos or the Scottish tobaccos or the Irish tobaccos, or not? Half the country, the east, is freezing out. It's covered in snow, and we're like 65 today. Doesn't seem like we really had any real winter here this year. I'd like it to have been a little bit colder, had a little bit more fires. And we are suffering a drought out here, bad. And Obama came, and as soon as he came into Fresno, they turned the water on. I was expecting him to walk on it or clear away the smog, but I don't want to wax political. I'm a cynic. Either party. I don't like them both equally. It's just that one talks a better talk. I wouldn't do anything. Well, we have a drought going on. If there's anybody out there watching these videos that's rich, and you own warehouses and stuff in Fresno, a church is looking for a building about 25 square feet, 25,000 square feet at least, looking for a 5 to 10 year lease. It's got to be in a place where there's lots of parking. And we're running up against the wall, and we really need to move by April or May of this year. So if anybody out there that can help me with that, I appreciate it. Anybody out there that's good at website design, you can help this brother that's helping me put together the Green Tree Community website. That would be awesome. Back down to losing again. A friend of mine put me on this liquid diet during the day, which is a shake. It's just you're drinking this shake all day long. I can't hardly even do it. Made of more vegetables than you could ever imagine, more fruit, horrible stuff like broccoli and cauliflower, and then some mangoes and apples and bananas and so forth and so on, sweetened a little bit with a sugar substitute, a little bit of skim milk. But this stuff is just so green, it's not even funny. And so you're drinking this stuff all day long. I mean, you have to add some protein to it because